Greetings. Hello there, my friend, and welcome to TinkTink.org Interviews.
Ah! TinkTink.org killed my brothers!
Oh, surely not, stranger. For something as awesome as TinkTink.org could never do something so horrible.
Yeah, you're probably right. That must have been some other company. TinkTink.org is too awesome for that. So I gotta find out who this other company is and get them!
I think that sounds like a plan. Farewell, my friend.
What's up, everybody? This is Josh Wilson here with TinkTink.org Interviews. Here today, Mr. Micheal Gough, voice actor extraordinaire. You may recognize him as the Carmine brothers from the Gears of War series, or Deckard Cain from Diablo 1, 2, and 3. He was also the sorcerer in Diablo 1. He's been some soldiers, Johnny Sasaki, narrator and whatnot in the Metal Gear franchise. Elder Lions in Fallout 3, and he's been Dragon Age Origins a little bit. How you doing, man?
Hey, pretty good, Josh. What's up?
Not much. It's school and it's horrible. But
yeah, let me just quickly plug. There's a big game coming out Friday, 11/11/11.
No, I've never heard of that date in my life. Actually, you made that
up. Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim.
Did you happen to be in that game?
Yeah, and I will just say that I actually had more lines in that game than anything else I've ever done. And I mean, I wasn't keeping track or anything, but when I finished, they told me that had been over 3,700 lines. And it was great. It was really fun and enjoyable. So, and from what little I've seen, it looks amazing. Actually, all games look pretty amazing now. So, anyway, so that's my quick plug for today.
Well, I'm assuming maybe from what you've said, have you been able to play it yet? Maybe.
No, I haven't. I've just seen some of some
okay.
capture and some footage, but yeah.
All right. Well, that's nice anyway. At least you're in it. All right. So, how did you get involved in the voiceover gaming industry?
Well, I came at it just as an actor, as a voice actor. Even before really there was any work in video games, I was doing, the animation and cartoons and commercials and all of that came about just from me coming to Los Angeles, wanting to be an actor and doing a lot of theater around here and a few things on camera, few things for TV and films. And I've kind of, told the story before, so I hope I'm not, boring anybody who's heard any of this before, but I kind of got into the whole acting thing a little bit late. I was almost done with college, and it was just something that was kind of in the back of my mind that might be fun to try once before I left school. And I saw signs around the campus. This is at UC Santa Barbara, where I originally went on a very tiny athletic scholarship. And so I saw these signs around campus, auditions for one-act original plays, and I thought, yeah, that would be kind of fun to try before I go out into the real world, just to say I've done it once, because I always enjoyed reading out loud. And so I went to this audition and got cast in this one play. It was only one performance, and that kind of, I got the bug, it's like, oh, wait a minute. This seems like something I'd at least like to look into, because I wasn't sure what the hell I was going to do, really. I was graduating from college, and I thought, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So I stuck around, ended up getting a master's degree in theater, and, kind of finding out what this is really all about, and then moved to LA, and through various, paths, I ended up taking a voiceover class and workshop and getting a voiceover agent, and that's where I really started,
It's kind of
you know,
to go.
that's where the real, like the actual career really started. So just through the process of auditioning and getting some work here and there, and building things up over time, and then the whole video game universe came into being, and I mean, I remember way back, some of the original early video games, even like Diablo 1, and God, I can't remember some of the titles now, but it certainly has come a long way, that's for sure, over the last, whatever, 10, 15 years.
So, what's been your favorite character to voice so far throughout your career? Just one. Only pick one.
Oh, God. Okay. See, if I have to pick one, in order not to insult any of the other ones, I'll have to pick something really obscure.
Okay, well, two then. How about that?
Now, are we talking strictly games?
How about one from a game, one from anything else?
Anything. Well, right now, one of them.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? We lost it.
Especially, just as of right now, because I've been doing some of this and working on it lately, I would have to say Deckard Cain is one of them. One of the reasons behind that is that in Diablo 3, and I'm not really giving anything away because I don't enough to give anything away, but the character of Deckard Cain developed, and there's a lot more going on with him than, I mean, way back when he was just a guy who appeared and said, greetings, stay a while and listen, and would tell you what you needed, to accumulate in order to continue your journey, stuff like that. But now there's a whole lot of like more stuff going on, and so it's really, enjoyable as an actor. Of course, I love the Carmines. I too. Gopher from Winnie the Pooh, Colonel Spigot from Tailspin, Zorro, Carmines, Deckard Cain.
So, are you a gamer yourself? Do you play games?
I
just voice them?
can't really say that I'm a heavy gamer. I mean, I've played some, and I'm usually when I do, I'm with people who are really, serious gamers, so I can kind of figure out what to do. But then at the same time, I'm also totally out of my league. I'm just, I'm sure I'll get more and more into it, but I'm kind of afraid that I'll never leave the house if I let myself go down the wormhole. But yeah, so I can't. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, just saying, we all go down that wormhole at one point.
Yeah.
Get in a game.
That's right. It's coming for me.
So, what's it been like for you? I mean, I'm sure you have fans for being voice of the Carmine brothers and Deckard Cain. They kind of got I know the Carmines for sure. They've gotten popular.
Yeah.
I guess, but how has it been?
Oh God, it's great. I mean, because I'm a fan of things too. So I'm, being a fan is cool. It's fun. It's and I'm always very excited, and, gratified when, I get some, fan input, and like, I mean, pretty much, the fan interest had a lot to do with the whole Carmine phenomenon because, Gears of War 1, Anthony Carmine, he gets his head blown off without really he doesn't really appear that much, but somehow whatever he did and what happened to him made an impact, and fans kind of latched onto it. Enough so that, that the Carmine family phenomenon was sort of created. And, and then Benjamin came along, and then it kind of grew. And then the whole, should Carmine live or die?
Speaking of which,
yeah.
without giving away any spoilers, were you happy with the results of the vote about should Clayton Carmine die in Gears of War 3?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's no secret now, I guess. So.
Well, I mean, there might be some poor little person, just never done it, seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of torn myself because I realized the whole, it had sort of become traditional for the Carmines to bite the dust. But I felt bad for, Mrs. Carmine, Mama Carmine, to keep losing sons, And I didn't know how many other Carmines were left. We're going down the alphabet. Anthony, Benjamin, Clayton, Dominic maybe next, but although there's already a Dominic in Gears of War, so it would have probably something else. But so on the one hand, I understood, no, Carmine has to die. It's traditional. It's like Kenny on South Park. But I was also happy that, enough fans, were cared enough about him. No, let him live. And even though the Gears of War trilogy is over, supposedly. The fact that Clayton is alive and kicking, I mean, if there's something else coming down the line that he can be a part of, that's always a good thing. So.
Or there goes that whole spoilers thing, so we'll just run it officially. Clayton Carmine lives in Gears of War 3. I'm sorry.
Okay. Or you can just put a censored block over my mouth during that.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Gears of War trilogy being over, I know you're just a voice actor, but do you know Diablo 3 also any type of news, anything at all, release dates, if they're making something else, anything like that?
No, not really. They kind of let you know as much as you need to know.
They just kick you out the door.
Character, yeah. And it's probably good. I mean, if because I don't want to spill any beans, and I don't know when Diablo 3 is coming out. I know it's sort of been pushed back a couple of times. I think it was originally supposed to come out sometime this year. And there's still stuff that they're doing. I mean, I was in last week, and I think I may be going in again this week to record some things.
So I'm assuming it's not done yet, I guess.
Not quite, but I know that they're all, working 24/7 to get it done. Usually the recording sessions that I've done have been at a recording studio that's here, in LA. It's one of the main recording studios where they do a lot of games and a lot of cartoons and animation and Disney and stuff. And just as a quick sidetrack, I've been doing, well, I would say another of my favorite characters, although it's not originally my character, is Shrek.
Right, the video games.
Doing sound stuff for Shrek and the video games and other things like, DVD extras and.
You should do an impersonation right now, actually.
Huh?
Said you should do an impersonation right now, actually.
Oh, is that what you think now? Well, Josh, if you see my friend Donkey hanging around, tell him to leave me alone.
Man, you
All
could
right,
just
thank you.
totally replace Michael Myers right there.
Well, yeah, I can't. I'm just no. He's like the he's the original guy, and but there's a lot of extra stuff that goes along with these characters that that people don't have time or they just don't feel like doing, which is that's okay.
Right.
That means there's work that kind of trickles down, and that's a whole different side of the voiceover world is the sound alike thing. Um, but I was sort of getting off the track. They record a lot of this stuff, including the stuff for DreamWorks and Shrek and Disney and a lot of big video games. That's where I've done most of the Diablo 3 stuff. But a couple months ago, they did some of it at the Blizzard headquarters, which is it's about I don't know, it's about an hour and a half drive from here, and that was pretty cool. It's like this, city unto itself, and they have their own little museum with all the really cool artwork, and but I could see, and I saw that they're working feverishly to get Diablo 3 done, but I have no knowledge.
So, you have previously worked on Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and 4, and you're friends with David Hayter, right?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm friends. I do know him. We actually have the same. We have the same agent,
really?
the same voice agent.
And just in case anybody doesn't know, that's the voice of Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Right, and he's like a big deal like screenwriter, and because he wrote several of the X-Men movies or co-wrote.
Right.
So yeah, he's a pretty big player.
So probably won't know any of this, but just in case, do you know if he's working on any of the new Metal Gear Solids coming out? Metal Gear Solid Rising.
Wow.
Game.
Yeah, I don't know. If he's the voice of, seeing as how he's the voice of Snake, I would assume that, he's involved with most. But I actually have like I say, I've met him and, a few times and talked to him, but I don't really know him too well. And I don't know what he's up to currently.
Hopefully something epic. We can only hope. All right. So, before we close out, would you like to say anything to your many, many fans out there?
Well, even the fact that there could be many, many fans is really a trip to me, and I'm always totally grateful, and like I said, I'm excited that if I've done something that engenders fandom. I'm really stoked and thankful about that, because like I mentioned, there are things that I'm a huge fan of myself, and I'm being a fan is cool, and because it means that you've hooked into something and you're passionate and excited about it, and so to any fans out there, thank you, keep it up. Hopefully there will be much more coming down the pipe that will get you excited as well.
All right, very nice, very nice. Well, everybody, be sure to go to our site, tinktink.org, for all of your gaming needs. Thanks, Mr. Micheal Gough, for talking with us today. I'm Josh Wilson, and this has been the tinktink.org podcast. Thanks for listening.
Right on.